Hello guys, good morning, good evening and good night to you, wherever you are. In today's video, I'll talk about the FPL wildcard team if I was going to wildcard. I have decided I'm not going to wildcard because I think it's better for me to save it for upcoming game weeks. Maybe in the future I'll need it more than I need it now. And you'll understand why with this team. I'll talk about my team and what changes I've made. I've made 5 changes. So now, as I said, in this wildcard team I have 0.7 million. So I can make some changes. I can go from a 4.5 million defender to a 5.2 million defender. So there's a lot of things I could do with this team. And I would not advise you to take the same exact team as this. But if you want to take the same exact team as this, I would want you to change a bit and see what you like and which players you think will do better, because you might disagree with me on some of the players. So make sure that you make the decision that you want, not the decision that I want. And I'll explain why I've gotten each player. So let's start with the goalkeeper. I have Button, who I had in my original team, and I don't think there's anything to discuss about him. He's a formerly non-playing goalkeeper, so there's no use of him. Then I have Martinez, who's 4.6 million. I've got him instead of McCarthy. It's a good change, I think, and there's a reason to this. It's because Southampton do not look defensively good, and Aston Villa improved defensively, and Martinez is making a lot of saves, and he's doing well. So is Aston Villa, so I think he might be a good goalkeeper to get. Then you might notice with my defense, I don't have either Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, or Van Dijk. And there are many reasons to this, and I might get him actually. It's because Chilwell, I think, might do well in the upcoming game weeks instead of Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think it's better to wait a bit until they start becoming good. Then you might be able to get them early. But Chilwell now is playing good, and so is Chelsea. They kept a clean sheet against Crystal Palace, which probably some people might have expected, but it looks like Chelsea are improving defensively, especially when Azpilicueta is playing as the right back. So I think Chilwell and Chelsea might be able to keep a couple of clean sheets. Then Mitchell, I didn't change him. I have him from the beginning and I have him now, so there's no problem about that. Justin, also I have had him in my original team, and this is in the wildcard team. Maybe in a few weeks Ricardo Pereira will come back and then Justin will not play games, but then I can make a transfer in that. Maybe there's some other 4.5 million defenders that are better than him, like maybe Lamptey, but it's your choice. What do you think is better? You take. Then Walker Peters, I've gotten him instead of Reece James, and there are a couple of reasons to this. I think that Lampard will not play Reece James anymore a lot of games. I think he'll rotate Reece James mainly in the cup games and sometimes in the Premier League games. This is because Azpilicueta played very good and he's a good leader for the defense. So I think he deserves to start many of the games, and Reece James looks a bit worse than Azpilicueta. So I'm thinking of getting Walker Peters. Maybe Lamptey is a better option. That's my opinion. And then Saiss, I have him in my original team, and I have him in this wildcard team because I think his next couple of fixtures are very good, and Wolves are good defense. So I think he'll be also a good defender for those teams, and he might be able to keep a clean sheet. Then my midfield, I have Pereira in my original team. Instead of Pereira, I have Stephens. Stephens is going to get 2 points, 1 point every game, which is useless. Pereira might get more points than him. He might get 5 points sometimes in a game week. He might get 10 points if he scores an assist. We'll see what will happen with him. And I think he's a better option than Stephens. And if you want to upgrade Pereira, there are many possibilities, especially with this team. You can downgrade Rodriguez to Hovey Barnes and then upgrade Pereira to Grealish. Those are good 7 million players. But I think this is a better option of getting Rodriguez and Pereira, especially because the price range is different. So then I can downgrade one of them and upgrade with the other. And maybe I can downgrade Pereira to 4.5 million midfielder and then upgrade Saint Maximin to a better player. There's many things I can do with this team. This team is very flexible. Then I have Mo Salah. I've had him from the beginning and I think he's a good option. He's a good captain mostly every week. I don't think there's any tough fixture for him. And I have De Bruyne, who honestly has been disappointing for the past 2 game weeks. And Sterling is playing better than De Bruyne right now. But I think against Arsenal at home in the Etihad is better for De Bruyne, and I think he'll do well. Then Saint Maximin, who's a 5.3 midfielder. I've had him from the beginning, so he's went from 5.5 to 5.3, which is pretty bad. But he looks good, especially in his previous fixture. He got a goal and an assist. And I think there's no point of selling him. I've lost 0.2 million in value, but I don't think he's going to decrease much unless he gets injured again. Then Rodriguez, who got 7.7 million. I sold Son for him, actually, in the past game week. And then they both got the same amount of points. I'm not disappointed in Rodriguez. Actually, I believe Rodriguez is a very, very, very good player. And I like him a lot. I like his style of play. And Son is also a good midfielder. And you might notice, I don't have Son in my team. And there are reasons to this. The main reason is because I already have an attacker who is playing for Tottenham, which is Kane. And you might say that Kane is worse in value than Son. For money, Son is cheaper. And Son has already 1 point more than Kane. So why shouldn't I get Son and downgrade Kane to a 7 million attacker or 6.5 million attacker? It's because I believe in the next 4 game weeks, Kane will outscore Son. I honestly believe this because Son usually scores goals when the defense is playing a high line. Against Man U he did that, and against Southampton he did that, and that was obvious. He might be able to score a goal against West Ham or the other teams that he's going to play, but I think Kane is going to outscore him, and the main goal of FPL is to get the most points. So, in the next 4 game weeks, I think Kane is the better option. And it was easy for me to get Kane because I had Werner before this. And then I just had to upgrade from Werner to Kane. And then, in the future, after 4 game weeks, I might say Kane is not a good option now, especially because he has tough fixtures ahead. But then I can downgrade him to a 6.6 million attacker, like Mope. Then I'll have 4 million in the bank, and what I already have in the bank will add up to the 4 million. And then I can upgrade Saint Maximin to Son, or to another player. And then maybe Pereira to Bruno Fernandes if Bruno is playing good. I can be very flexible with this team, so I'm very happy about this team. And my other attackers that I have is Calvert-Lewin, who I had from the beginning, and he's performing amazing. He even scored for England, and I'm happy about him. And then I have Wilson, who I brought in instead of Mitrovic. There's a reason to this. Wilson's stats look good, and his fixtures upcoming after Man U and Wolves are very good. He has Everton, then Southampton, then Chelsea, then Crystal Palace, then Aston Villa, then West Brom, then Leeds. So he could be a very good long-term option. And he's 6.4 million, so he's cheap. And then maybe in a couple of game weeks when they see that he has very good fixtures, they might bring him into their team, and then he'll upgrade in price. So he might go to 6.6 million in a few weeks. So guys, tell me what you think of my team, and do you disagree with my team, or do you agree with my team? And if you have any recommendations or any player that you think I should get into my team, then tell me in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe, and goodbye.